What's up, guys? Kurt Hughes here with Ignite Baseball. Today we're looking at Rafael Devers, the Red Sox new third baseman. I'm sure all my Sox fans' friends are happy that they finally got a third baseman that can hit this year. That's kind of been a black hole for them for the season. So Devers has got a lot of awesome stuff going on. He's hitting over 400 in his early career here, and he's been absolutely just crushing the ball. So I thought we'd take a look at it. I got a bunch of video loaded up. One from him, actually, this is an opposite field home run that he hit. But then I also have some video from him when he was in high school, and then also some video from him in the minors. I think they're definitely awesome ones to check out, so should be fun. So one of the things that I really, really love about Devers is the amount of barrel speed that he gets early, like before his bat's even close to being in the way of the ball. So check this out right here. As he is beginning to get into his sequence for his swing, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little better. Watch his barrel. I know the video kind of gets a little bit blurry, but I want to make sure that you can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. Look at the direction that he's getting his barrel speed. So a lot of guys talk about, hey, I'm going to try and go out and get the ball and really bring my hands to it. So you kind of see the ball right here as it gets into the zone. You'll see that his bat is working around his back shoulder to the path of where he expects the ball to be, not necessarily to the ball. So he's getting in the way of it, and he snaps his bat right in front of the catcher's glove. And you can see this is a way pitch, and he ends up hitting this out to left field, or to left center, sorry. So he hits the ball right as his barrel gets in front of the catcher's glove. You can see that. But if I go forward a couple frames, his bat's still in the way. And it's out of the way here, but it's in for a significant period of time. So if that pitch was a little further inside, or he were a little bit early on it, he still would have had the ability to hit that ball to different fields. Obviously, like, his bat length will have him snap out of the zone here, right, for this pitch location. He probably wouldn't hit this ball just because the pitch is away and his bat wouldn't be long enough. But it's super important to get your bat in the way and keep it in the way. But just the time that it takes him to get his bat in the way is so short that he can make decisions really late. And we can tell that just by how fast his barrel speed is. You can kind of see that bat working around his shoulder. So a lot of awesome stuff here. And you can kind of see, like, you can tell how fast that barrel speed is behind him because of how many balls he's hit to opposite field over the fence. That part's hugely important. So with away pitches, we want to get our barrel speed going this direction, like to right field. I can't really draw it because of the angle of the computer, but if we get our barrel speed going this way towards like left field for him, that would be for away pitches. And for inside pitches, we want to hold our bat up for a little bit longer and make our barrel speed go this way. So what you would see is that his barrel wouldn't snap in front of the catcher's glove so quickly. It would snap in front of the catcher's glove further out, like right here in this region, and he would keep it there a little bit longer. So that's the difference between the inside and outside pitches. Let's take a look at Devers from a different angle. I think this is an awesome angle. So a bunch of views from behind here. So this is a home run he hit. We'll just take a look at this one. Check out his barrel once again. I'm usually not someone to get like fixated on what the barrel's doing, because I think what the body's doing is super important. But just seeing how quick he's able to accelerate the barrel is awesome. You can see once again it kind of working around the shoulder there. and this is one that he pulls. You can see how nicely he turns. Like, take a look at the wrinkles in his shirt right here. He gets that belly button open, which pulls the shoulders open, and he just drives that ball over the right center field fence. The more that we can get our hips to pull our shoulders, the more weight that we can use in our swing. If you've watched my videos before, you've probably heard even talk about F equals MA, right? Which basically means that, how fast we swing, which is the acceleration, that's not the right exact thing, but we'll just use that as a loose term. The mass is just how much weight we use, right? So the more the shirt wrinkles, the more the weight we use, because if we can get our lower half to pull our upper half around, then what ends up happening is this mass number, it goes up. But if we just go with our hands and with our shoulders first, then this mass number goes down. So there's a lot of things that that we can do to make you hit the ball further, but most of those things that we can do are really wrapped up around being able to optimize the amount of mass that you use in your swing. This, like how fast that you're actually able to swing, most of it is just built into how hard you're trying to swing. If you're trying to swing hard, you're going to swing hard. If you are strong and are trying to swing hard, then that acceleration number is going to be pretty high. But if you're sequencing your body correctly and using your lower half to pull your upper half, then that mass number can be high. And that's really what we can change as hitting coaches. So awesome view here of him from behind. And take a look at him when he's in high school right here. It looks like they spelled his name wrong. In other videos I've seen his name be spelled with an F. This one's with a P. So someone's got to be wrong, and I would guess it's probably this one that's wrong, and not what we see on like Major League Baseball websites. So you can kind of see he lifts his leg, and you'll see that he kind of like counter rotates his hips. So like if you're the pitcher and you're looking at him from this way, and you can kind of see this in the Sox video as well. I didn't really talk about it, but you'll see he lifts his leg and shows his back pocket to the pitcher, and he slides his body forward. You'll notice he doesn't push forward. He just slides his body forward. Now that's not, obviously this is a full at bat, and I think his last swing is one that he hits really hard. Let's kind of skip to that, but I wanted to show you his pre-swing move, and you can see how consistent it is. I'm kind of going fast through it. But if we start at the beginning again, and we just look at all his pre-swing moves, they're almost identical, every single one. So what that should tell you as a young player or a coach is that it's so important to not just practice the swing over and over again, but also to practice your step and your pre-swing move. If you're not doing that all the time, then it's really hard to be able to replicate your swing. So got to make sure that you practice that just as much as your swing, or as the turn of your swing, because you have to do the step every time. I think it's right here. One sec. Okay, so this is the one where he hits the ball. So we'll take a look at this one. You can see in his barrel tip, a lot of the stuff is the same. He kind of has this weird wavy thing when he was in high school. But you can see how quick his barrel blurs behind him. In his pro videos, he's swinging up a little bit more for sure, which allows him to get that launch angle that we want. But a lot of the stuff that we see in his pro swing, we also see here. Especially that front leg. He does an awesome job with his front leg of bracing his head. Let's take a look right here. That angle of that front leg is what holds him back, so he can make this forward move and stop himself. You notice when he swings, he doesn't just keep sliding forward out of that. That leg braces him and allows him to keep his head still, which allows him to be able to swing really, really aggressively and still crush this pitch. Take a look at one more here. This is one when he's in the minors. I just like this one because it's a HD view. I think this is a home run as well. Yeah, he hits this a long ways. So you can kind of see that really quick sideways barrel acceleration snapping in front of the glove. Gets his bat in the way of the ball, keeps it there, and absolutely crushes this ball. Really nice separation here with the hips and the shoulders. The way we talk about that is, lines out of the chest, lines out of the belly button. The further separated those are, the better. And you can see that front leg that we were just talking about in his high school video. That's still there, holding him back. Really awesome stuff. So hopefully, well, maybe not hopefully because I'm a Yankees fan, but it looks like the Sox have probably found their third baseman for a long time. Hopefully when they're against the Yankees, he doesn't do quite as well, but definitely a cool swing to watch, and you can just see how much of the athleticism that he had in high school is still here in his swing today. A lot of guys, when they get into college and when they get in the pro system, they get that coached out of them. I find that with a lot of guys that I work with, a lot of the teaching that I have to do is unteaching what other coaches have taught, and kind of trying to allow kids to establish more like natural biomechanical patterns. So I mean, it's funny. Like I talked about like what my dad taught me the other day, and I think that my dad's greatest the greatest thing that he ever taught me was just kind of like keep it simple. A lot of the movement patterns that we're looking for, if you just basically use the phrase to the kid, step towards the pitcher and swing, you're able to accomplish all of those. And I'm not saying that training your swing isn't a good idea. Like it absolutely is, and there's a lot of things that we can do to help you out. Like for example, like Devers, he has this like delay move with his front leg, which allows him to synchronize his body with the pitcher. If he had just picked his leg up and stepped right at the pitcher, like right away, then he wouldn't have been able to, recognize the pitch with his foot still in the air and do a whole lot of other awesome things that he does. But for like a, 5 and 6 year old kid, like don't overcomplicate it. Like don't take away movement. Just let the kid swing, and don't be afraid of him striking out or her striking out. That failure process is really important for growth. So don't encourage it. Obviously, you want people to try to hit the ball, but don't like force them to just make contact. Let them stay athletic. Let them, try to crush the ball, because that's why guys like Devers make it, is because they stay athletic and they try to crush the ball every time. There's not many contact singles hitters in the bigs that aren't insanely fast. If you're going to make it, you either have to be you either have to hit for power, or you have to be really, really fast, or have like a insane arm. So like one thing that I thought was interesting with Devers, let me find the right video. I think it's this one. This is his high school one again. Look at his 60-yard time. So he ran a 7.04. That's what I ran in high school. I wasn't very fast, but he made it because he stayed athletic in his swing, and can hit like absolute tanks. So like understand like what your skill set is and optimize that. Don't try to do the things that you're not meant to do. Just do the things that you do well, do them incredibly well, and that's what Devers did, and that's why he's here, and that's why you see him for the Sox hitting absolute tanks like this one. Kurt Hughes, Ignite Baseball. Guys, any way that I can help you with hitting a baseball or softball, I want to do that. please don't hesitate to email me.